Hi, I'm Megan.
And I'm Nikolai.
We have many exciting stories for you on this week's edition of the Raider Report.
As you all know, the fall sports this year have come to a close.
We've done a feature on the recipients of the Red Raider and Sportsmanship Awards for the fall season.
Go team!
You're the one, and you can have your dream. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around. And nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down.
Congrats to the Sports Awards winners.
As we all know, the downtown Belmont construction has impacted a lot of our lives in this last month.
Kaylee and Austin went downtown to get the scoop.
Downtown Belmont is receiving a facelift this fall, as the town looks to improve its Main Street area. Many projects are underway, including reconstruction of the Churchill Bridge, erecting signage, tree removal, replacement of water line on Main Street, and relocation of the bandstand. The jobs commenced on August 6th and are part of Phase 1 of the Village Revitalization Project. Plan New Hampshire began planning this in 2010, with various companies taking on the assignments. Busby Construction is in charge of the downtown work, including the bridge and the Mill Street construction. Mark Roberts of Leslie E. Roberts, LLC, relocated the bandstand, and it currently sits off-site next to the Belmont Mill. The planned Mill Street layout will eliminate the current paved street and incorporate a walkway leading towards the bandstand and the relocated Memorial Park. We received the following statement from Town Administrator Jean Bowden on the downtown work.
The project is moving along as planned. New water line has been installed on Main Street, and the contractor will begin connecting the property services soon. Work in the village will continue weather permitting as long as possible. New water line is planned for Fuller Street and Sargent Street, as well as construction of a new entrance to Mill Street through the library parking lot and behind the building. The town will be closing on the purchase of the property at 154 Main Street this coming week, and voters also approved the discontinuance of the small portion of Mill Street between the library and this property, which will take the place after the new section is complete.
Some of the negative results due to construction are discoloration of the water and slight odor, as well as traffic delays. The bridge was closed because it did not pass safety regulations upon inspection by the New Hampshire Department of Transportation. The bridge is planned to be opened by Thanksgiving, and the project is moving along as planned.
Boy, do I miss that bridge.
Me too. An issue you all may not know about is the apple strike going on in New Hampshire over the fall season.
We have Jared and Carl at the local orchard in Hackleboro to see what's up with those apples.
Hello, I'm Carl Leek, and we're at Hackleboro Orchard in Canterbury, New Hampshire. A lot of orchards across New Hampshire, their apples have been on strike this year. They've had to close early, or they've had to bring in apples from other places to supply their farm stands so they can keep their pick-your-own business going. We're here today at Hackleboro Orchard to see how they're doing this year. Now let's take it over to Jared with Harry Weiser, the owner of Hackleboro Orchard.
Jared Clough here with Harry Weiser, the owner of Hackleboro Orchard. So Harry, how's Hackleboro Orchard doing this year?
Doing really well. Beautiful crop. We're coming to the end of the season now, but we had a good apple season. There's still plenty of apples out there to pick now. Hopefully not for much longer. But
I heard a lot of orchards throughout New Hampshire are kind of shutting down early this year. Has Hackleboro had any problems such as that?
Nope. We've had plenty of apples all season. A few varieties we're shy on, but that goes with every season. I have heard from people that have come to pick that there are the orchards shutting down early, and one of the biggest questions we've had on the phone is, do you have apples? Yes, plenty.
So what are the big sellers this year for Hackleboro?
That's the same every year. Max and Cortland's are one of the biggies people want to pick. McCowan's out of the farm stand, they are a big one. Of course, the almighty Honeycrisp, which is becoming really popular with people.
What are the conditions, weather conditions or farming conditions that it takes to create an orchard?
This year was actually a really good growing year for us. People suffered from the warm temperatures in March, pushed the trees too quick, and then it froze. And that's how they lost their apples. We were far enough behind, so it didn't affect us. So we did end up setting a nice crop, and then the sun and the rain and the sun and just enough rain to keep the trees going this summer. It was ideal for us. We picked some of the biggest fruit we've ever picked this year, which is a sign of how the summer went.
Now I know what you're thinking. What caused this huge apple strike in the state of New Hampshire? Well, it all began with an early spring. And when there's an early spring, the temperatures rise. And once the temperatures rose, then trees began to bloom. And what happened was in May, the temperature began to drop again. So these apples, the apple trees already bloomed, some of them just died off. The blooms just completely died. And you find that half the trees didn't even grow apples this year. But here at Hackleboro Orchard, these apples seem pretty fine to me.
Hackleboro Orchard's been well known in the Merrimack Valley area for around 21 years. And they're a great family-friendly orchard. They have apple picking, pick your own, so families can spend time together and pick apples. If you don't have time to pick, they've got apples and other vegetables and apple cider in their farm stand. And if you want to stick around and visit the animals, they have goats and chickens, and they offer hay rides. It seems like this year, Hackleboro Orchards dodged a bullet. If you want to come on down, you should come soon, because the apple season is closing up.
The weather has been really up and down this past week.
Nina and Kaylee reported from our first snowstorm.
Hello, students and faculty of Belmont. I'm Kaylee Ennis. And I'm Nina Gordon. Reporting to you live from your parking lot.
Here are some safety tips for you as the winter season arrives.
Make sure you have a safety kit and extra clothes handy in case you break down.
If you have a car, it would be a good idea to put on snow tires, have plenty of antifreeze, and make sure to have an ice scraper handy.
Leave your house early to account for poor weather conditions.
Drive slowly. You may not be able to see icy patches on your way to school, and take extra caution when pulling into your parking spot.
Remember to drive safely around these areas because, as you can see, some students have even had to park in snowbanks today. Snowbanks! Snowbanks! It's windy out here, and the conditions are getting worse. It's overcast, and you can see some help has been coming to the school. I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Nina.
Signing off.
And on that note,
Remember to be very cautious with the future weather conditions this winter.
we won't be airing to you next Wednesday, so have a great Thanksgiving.
I'm Nikolai.
And I'm Megan.
Signing out.
Yes, that's all we have for you today, folks.
All right.
Your valley girls.
What did I say?